Welcome to the Gen AI Africa podcast, where we spotlight African innovations and amplify youth voices that are shaping Africa's digital future. I'm your host, Wangile Filana, and I'm with Tulani, the host, do the most. Tulani, why are you the host of the most?
Yeah. Hey guys, it's been a while. Miss sharing conversations about AI and stuff with you.
Yeah, I'm glad that you are back.
Yeah.
Because I recorded the last episode alone, so like it was feeling a bit awkward because it's December and Tulani is not there. He was Decembering in Tata.
Hey.
And today we are basically continuing with the conversation about the climate change edition, or the Green Innovators edition that we launched in our last episode. If you haven't checked our last episode, please go and listen to it to get the information about the climate actions and youth participation. So today we are joined by a very important guest who is doing most of our amazing work within the space of policy advocacy. She's very passionate about women in tech. And you can't talk about digital innovation ecosystem in KwaZulu-Natal without mentioning her name. Like she's cooking. Like, I like what they are doing in KZ, and they are building a vibrant and sustainable innovation ecosystem. And yes, we are joined by Zama Khumalo. Hi, Zama.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, Bongegile. Hi, Tulani. It truly is a pleasure and honor to be on your platform.
How are you, my sister?
I am good. We are in the midst of when, things are settling down, but I was just saying that it really doesn't feel like I'm resting. I still feel like my brain needs to process that. You are finally, you can calm down, and everything like that. But other than that, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, even on our side, like everyone is Decembering, and this is basically our last episode for the year, and then we'll come back with another episode. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to the Gen AI Africa podcast. Okay, I don't think I did justice when I was introducing you. So can you tell us more, like, who's Zama, where did you grow up, and like how did you actually get involved in the space of the ICT, in the space of youth development and driving innovation and building the ecosystem that I was talking about in KwaZulu-Natal?
Definitely. Thank you so much once again, Gen I Africa, for the opportunity, especially to being the last guest. I really, really am honored for that. So as you had asked before as to who is Zama Khumalo, what is she all about, and what does she do? Zama Khumalo hails all the way from KwaZulu-Natal in a small township called Kwandengezi. She has been a person that, I'm a person that is very passionate about youth development. I'm a person that is very passionate about women, being basically the best version of themselves. And how I got involved within that is I joined an organization called JCI in Durban. It's called stands for Junior Chamber International. We're a very small group. It's an international platform that is basically all about youth development. And within that, I actually got to see as to what are the types of works that they're doing, and also what is it that I can also contribute as a youth as well. So I got introduced to quite a number of people with different, and I've always been a person that's also loved the tech space as well, but I just didn't know how I would get into it because I'm a person that has a media background. So I was like, okay, I need to sort of like intercept myself within that. And one of the ways, and this was conjoined with Junior Chamber International, was that public speaking was something that I always loved doing. As you can hear, I'm a person that loves talking. So public speaking was something that was within me. And that's how I also got into emceeing as well. So when I got into emceeing, I would do it on a freelance basis or do it on a volunteer basis, and MC for JCI and different types of entities that are on there as well. So the first one that I really got into was BRICS. I remember I volunteered for an organization called Go Digital SA, and they were just all about advancing rural areas or underserved communities with basically digitalizing them as well. And I remember like I said before, the very first, platform that I was on was BRICS, and it was just a last minute thing. And I was so nervous because BRICS is quite a very serious thing. And I remember I was just like, no, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna show up, and we're gonna show off. And I just did it. It was amazing, and they definitely loved me. And within BRICS, I know that it has, as everyone would know, that with BRICS, it has different types of branches that are out there as well. And that's how I also got to intercept and network with other people as well. And how I got also into the tech space, like I mentioned before, that there was Go Digital, which really opened my eyes into what is it that is needed out there? How is it that I can put myself out there? And that's where my journey began. I wanted to work within the tech space, and I got into different types of, tech spaces as well. One of the very, very big organizations that I got involved with was Geek Culture, and they also operates within different provinces as well. And I got into that, and I saw that, no, man, I really, really love the tech space. It's really, really nice. It's awesome. And I'm really developing my own identity within that. There's a very good friend of mine. His name is Piwe Kuzwayo, who really did assist me quite a lot within the tech space. And he was like, you know what? You can stand on your own. I'll be there in the background to assist you as much as I can, but you need to stand on your own as a woman, and you need to make sure that you also become a sort of like a voice for other women, because unfortunately within the tech space, women's voices do get silenced quite a lot, and it's important that you sort of show that you can actually do it, even being without being within the tech space. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I know it was quite a long one, but I really needed to be very extensive. And here we are today, where I'm an independent woman in the sense of I have my own company within the tech space. I'm a well-known person within the tech space when it comes to emceeing and KZN. And yeah, man, it's been a very, very good and an amazing journey as well. So yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Thank you so much. Like, this so inspiring. You are really doing well. I've been following you. I saw that you're also attending a telecom hackathon. Like, why do you think it's also important for young people to be exposed and also attend sessions like the hackathon in this era of AI? Yes.
The reason why it's very important for young people to be involved within hackathons is because it opens their eyes as to what is out there. Unfortunately, because people sometimes you'll just go to school and then that's pretty much it. You don't get really exposed to what is out there and what is it that people actually need, because the skills that you may possess, other people may actually want it, and it will give you more of an opportunity to unpack onto what you already have. So attending hackathons are so key into networking as to how to further yourself and to also see the world from a different view. The world is not black and white, unfortunately, and people may say it is, but it really, really isn't. But in your eyes, you can open up a whole new world and even be a beacon of light towards other people as well. It's networking, skills development, and just improving yourself in everything that you do.
Absolutely. And many people are always complaining about financing innovations. Yes, we always talk about making sure that we mobilize young people to the innovation space, but some people are complaining about innovations. Like, our previous episode, we were talking about how to make sure that we finance green tech innovators. So how do you see Hackathon assisting in that aspect?
Just to clarify, when you say that hackathons assist in like financing green youth movements, are you basically saying that how is it that hackathons can just basically improve the lives of others?
How can like hackathon assist you to get finance for your innovation?
Okay. So how hackathons can assist you in getting, how can it assist you with your innovation? Hackathons, basically, it's like a chunk of meat, and you're cutting out the fats. So
Mm.
in that sense, I'm saying that it clears your vision as to what is it that I need to get rid of in order for me to reach the potential people. Because half the time when you attend hackathons, you're actually approaching the people that you've always wanted to go to, certain stakeholders. So case in point, I'll just make it a very random example. So let's say that the client that you need to impress is Absa Bank, right? And
Yeah.
you've got an innovation that can help out a community, but now you don't know as to what is it that you need to do in order for you to know as to this is what Absa Bank is all about. This is now where now hackathons actually assist you in cutting out the facts that I'm speaking about, as to this is how I need to approach the situation. I've got an innovation, but when it comes to funding, this is how I need to approach it. Because half the time, these institutions will tell you one thing: have your documents in order,
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
your have your vision clear and understandable. Because how you translate what your vision is to what is it that we need, it needs to be clear, it needs to be concise, and it needs to be something that everyone will benefit from. So that's why hackathons are so important. Because sometimes, unfortunately, especially within the tech space, one thing that I realize is that sometimes people in the tech space, they've got a brilliant innovation, but they don't know how to translate it, or they don't know how to present it in a way that will encapsulate or make umuntu say, oh, I love that idea, let me actually get into it. Because with every innovation that's out there, there's a story to it. But if you can't translate that story to me as a stakeholder, I won't be interested in what you're selling to me. So that's why hackathons are so key, and that's why they will help out when it comes to funding. Because it cuts out the necessary things that are not needed, and you'll get straight to the point, and you will convince me as to why is it that what you're doing is important, not only for me, but also for the better good of everyone.
Well, that's so insightful because I don't think many people like understand that hackathons are actually like preparing you to be ready, or preparing your product to be market ready. So
Yes.
this is actually very, very insightful.
Definitely, definitely, and it's also something that puts you out of your comfort zone as well. A lot of people
Yeah.
are scared to pitch because they think that maybe a certain stakeholder or maybe a certain brand won't like my idea, but it's actually just to refine your idea, as I mentioned before.
Absolutely. If you've just joined us now, you are listening to the Gen AI Africa podcast, where the future speaks African. Of course, we are with Zama from the KZN province of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. We are talking about the green tech innovations, and I want us like to for you to just share your experience. I saw that you attended or you were part of the Green Youth Network. There was a Green Youth Indaba. So can you share your experience and also the highlights of the Green Youth Indaba?
Yes, thank you so much. I love the Green Youth Network and everything that they're doing. Totally inspiring. And it was my very first time to actually be on a platform such as big as the ICC as well, and to speak to so many youth that are out there. It was such a beautiful, beautiful experience. I loved each and every moment of it. And, the sad thing was when I attended the Green Youth Indaba, and I understand that sometimes, finances may not be the greatest and everything like that, but one thing about the Green Youth Indaba, it solves the problem of what the youth is actually looking for. So, case in point, one of the things that were tackled within the Green Youth Indaba was the issue of unemployment. And the unfortunate thing is that a lot of the issues that are tackled to the youth, like as I'm saying, the unemployment, most of them were not there because they didn't see a use for attending the Green Youth Indaba, and which broke my heart in a way, because a lot of people are always complaining that how can we attend these type of things, where is that and everything. But here is a platform that is absolutely for free, with big brands that are able to answer questions to you, and you're not available. It sort of like defeats the purpose as well. But the one thing I love is that they always consistent as to how is it that we can try and reach out to the youth in a bigger and better way as well, So it was such a beautiful experience. I loved it. It was great. It was great to connect with, the youth, because they really loved the way that I engaged with them as well. And it was such a great way of also understanding as to what is it that I can do in my own way to contribute to a better society, and how is it that I can maybe recycle, speak to other people as to what is it that we can do in order to have a clean environment in everything that we are doing as well. So in one word, it was just phenomenal. That's the best way I can just put it.
That's so good. I hope they also host it next year. So what is your view around sustainable greener future, and making sure that young people, mobilize young people to join climate actions, especially because I'm asking this because you are from KwaZulu-Natal and you are already experiencing floods because of climate change. How do we make sure that we bring many young people on board towards climate actions and also building a greener future? Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that question. The first thing that we need to do is give them access to the platforms that need them the most. Sometimes we find that there's an issue that people will be like, I didn't know about this. And it goes back to the previous point that I said, that we're tackling issues, but it's like sometimes we miss the mark on to targeting the right type of people, or it can be a thing that they're not aware of what is going on as well. Mm-hmm. So it's a thing that, we need to also show the youth as to what is it that's so pertinent about these issues that are going on. And the simple answer is look at your back door, or look at your home as to what issues actually need to be solved, and how is it that we go about solving it. If you're finding an issue, so I'll give myself as an example, a problem that I have where I reside, is that there's a huge issue of littering, where people just like to litter for no reason, but they don't realize that through littering, you're causing so many blockages. Number two, you're making the environment even worse. And through that, this is now where we need to educate people that, guys, do not litter because it is wrong. And sometimes it's a thing that you need to also think of another person. You can't litter at my home and expect me not to be upset, because it's the wrong thing to do. Why can't you just pick up your trash and do something with it? Also, creating incentives as well for the type of problem that you're doing. So as I mentioned before, that people litter, what type of incentives are there? There are lots of programs that are out there that when you collect the different types of resources, so you're collecting bottles or you're collecting cans, some companies actually pay you for that, so also letting people know that you don't have to throw it away like that. What you can actually do is collect it and then just get some pocket change at the same time. That I can definitely tell you that it motivates people as well. And also educating people as to the different types of groups that are out there that are trying to make a change when it comes to, saving the environment, making sure that the environments that we are in are kept clean as well. So just to summarize everything that I just mentioned, that number one, education is key. Number two, creating access in order for people to understand what is it that they can do to better the environment. And last but not least, incentivize some of the programs, or incentivize ways in which people can create a better environment in everything that they're doing.
Absolutely. I also feel like, especially in South Africa, there's no aggressive campaign when it comes to climate change education. So I think in that aspect, we need our government to really assist in making sure that, or strengthen our communities through the climate change education, because people are really not aware. And also I think by bringing young people in, their vibrant energy will assist our efforts in also align the local efforts with the strategies, like the global strategies and also the continental strategies. I don't even think we have a local strategy when it comes to climate change, but we are always shocked when we see that there's floods. We don't know how do we contribute to the climate change. So I fully agree with you. So in our previous episode, we mentioned the importance of a creative sector in advancing efforts on climate actions, like in spreading the message? Because you know that many young people in South Africa are online. How do we then make sure that we start making awareness via online? So how do you think we can actually go about that in terms of climate change education using social media, arts, and AI?
Definitely. Sorry, sorry for cutting you short there. So one of the ways, social media is a very, very powerful tool, and especially with the rise of AI, this is the best time whereby now we can sort of like encapsulate the attention of, the youth and everything of that nature. TikTok is a very, very powerful platform in which is able to reach out quite a lot of people, whether you're from the rural areas or whether you're from the suburbs. It is a beautiful one of the it's one of the greatest platforms in which we can educate one another, even doing like tutorials. Like I recently saw a very beautiful video. I forgot who the creator was, but basically they were just showing that if you don't have the proper tools to create your own garden, this is how you go about doing it. And this is what I'm saying, that, if you have the different types of resources to create just even a small change and everything of that nature, where you reuse, recycle, and, you're able to create a better environment, do it, and it's through those type of entities, or it's through those different types of platforms, or through those different types of creators, where we are able to see that, you can actually do it at the end of it all. Because people tend to think that, I don't have the right resources to make a difference. But you actually do in your environment, through the use of TikTok, through the use of music, because music also is a very powerful entity as well. Just creates a way in which it will educate people. I mean, just like even on YouTube, for instance, create songs that even little kids can sing to, even adults can sing to. They will appreciate that. Nothing. The sky's not even the limit at this point in time. You can't say that, no, I can't create it because I don't have data. You know what?
Yeah.
Go to your nearest. You need to go to someone that will be able to assist you. And this is where now also collaboration also helps as well, whereby maybe we can take content creators and mix them in with different government institutions or different types of institutions, where they will be able to assist and speak to the right types of people at the end of it all. So it's just a matter of what is it that you want to do and how is it that you want to create a change, because we're all here to help out one another. And it's just through those small changes in which we can be able to create something better and save our planet at the same time, and just make sure that we are all educated within what we're doing.
Absolutely. And I've just discovered that in South Africa we have 23 million TikTok users. Can you imagine? And we are not using that platform to educate one another. I know we like Ruvne, we like Mapiano, but let's bring the creativity and match it with education.
Yes.
Bring the Mapiano and also share the message about the climate change education.
I remember I attended this event, and it was sort of like a business conference, and it happened earlier on in August, and it was a conference for Global Entrepreneurship Week. That conference was aimed for Global Entrepreneurship Week, which happened last month. And I remember I attended with a friend. We went to a section whereby, there were people busy selling all of their things and everything of that nature. And I remember I saw this one lady where she had beautiful earrings, just basically accessories. And I asked her what the materials were, just out of interest. And she said, no, these are all recycled. These are from recycled cans. These are just from recycled things that we found. And we just had a machine that was able to just recycle it, and we molded it into accessories. That on its own is just power for me, So it's a thing that we need to educate one another, but we also need to be serious and have great intention as to how is it that we're going to save our planet, and how do we ensure that, like I said before, and I've always been emphasizing, we create basically a better environment for all of us at the end of it all.
Wow, that's so thoughtful and profound. I think also we need to also leverage on our schools. I think there's also an awareness that we need to do in schools, in terms, because there's something like I've observed when I was in Rwanda, Kigali. It's young children that are planting trees. So if we can create or introduce that culture in South Africa, I think we can go far.
Definitely. I was even just telling my intern, I said to her, listen, because she has an organization that's educating young girls about, your periods and everything, like just basically menstruation education. And I was saying to her that the school that you went to, you need to plant a tree, just to teach them all about why planting a tree is very important, and just giving them some form of hope of just basically taking care of that tree as well. So yeah, definitely, I agree with what you're saying.
Well, thank you so much, Zama, for joining us today. This was really insightful, exciting. I hope our explorers will enjoy this episode. Unfortunately, we've come to an end. We don't want to keep you. It's December. We don't want to keep you. Yeah. You have a lot of things to do. You have shopping to do. Like, it's 4 days to before Christmas. So yes, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And to many more episodes with great leaders who are going to drive the chat of creating a better environment for all of us in Africa.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Zama. Tulani.
Thank you, explorers. Thank you, Zama, for joining us today. Hope you enjoy your festivities.
Thank you so much. Same thing to you, Tulani. Thank you so much, Bongegele. And thank you also to your listeners for, staying tuned to this episode. I know that I had so much to say, but it's because I'm so passionate in making our African future leaders become the best version of themselves.
Oh, wow. That's so profound. We are building a sustainable future for the Africa, and we want you explorers to join us in our episodes, in our green innovation episodes and editions that we will be having next year. Don't forget to follow us on our channel, the Gen AI Africa podcast, and don't forget to like this episode. Until next time, stay curious.
Bye.
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 Bye.